Megaton Rainfall starts off by telling you that you've been chosen to harness incredible power which you'll use to stop alien invaders. It's a Superman game in all but name. And that's all that I needed. On a technical level, Megaton is an absolute marvel. Imagine No Man's Sky with none of the budget and only one developer. Sounds impressive, right? Don't get your hopes up just yet. As a proof of concept test, this is incredible. As a game, not so much. After a pretty fucky and impersonal opening exposition dump, the gist of the gameplay is fly around and shoot at the enemy's red weak points until you're told to stop. There's a good variety of enemies, like the TIE fighter looking ships and the long snake one that burrows through all the buildings, destroying everything as it goes. And the red weak points change positions and sometimes require you to time your shots. But outside of that, there's not much going on. Being invincible meant that the developer needed a different reason other than self-preservation to ramp up the game's tension. And they found that in the form of the city health bar. Whenever a mission starts, you get a health bar that represents the amount of people killed in the attack. If the bar reaches 0, start again. This is where the game starts to wrestle with its priorities. Some games might sacrifice gameplay for the sake of story. Metal Gear Solid, for example. Having the player watch hours of cutscenes doesn't make for good gameplay, but it puts focus on the narrative, while quite a lot of other games will happily toss story aside in aid of the gameplay. Saints Row and the like don't spend much time establishing their world or characters. They throw you into the game, which is probably what you wanted when you spent your money.
Fuck my life.
Megaton Rainfall can't decide if it cares about the world it's building or the gameplay it's selling. The worst parts of this experience were flying around after a cube so it could dispense half-arsed narrative at me. Having words float up in front of me doesn't count as show not tell, it's still telling. On the other side, the game excels when letting you loose on some alien spacecraft. Or when you get a new power and try it out on some poor, random civilian beneath you. Showcasing a well-told story might have been difficult considering the limitations imposed on only one developer. A fully fledged Superman title, created by a big studio, would likely have a much easier time balancing the unlimited power and need for restraint along with a story that amplifies both those ideals. So Megaton might have stood a better chance if the focus was directed at having fun and using those powers instead of needing to hold them back. Maybe if you were the invader instead of the protector, it might feel cool to have these awesome powers. Sometimes it's more fun to be part of the problem than the solution. You can technically go ape on the city's inhabitants, but a game over screen and a limit on crazy fun powers along with no real reason to do anything but what you're told, holds the game back from being anything more than a tech demo. An impressive tech demo, but still nothing worth playing. Considering everything I've said though, it is only £13, and I got it for £4 odd in a sale. So with that perspective, and a VR headset if you've got one, it's a decent enough game if you have some spare cash and a few hours to waste. Hey guys, being a superhero is about much more than wearing a cape and punching the baddies. It's also about punching the like and subscribe button. So be our superhero and support the channel. If Aquaman can do it, then so can you.